everybody, and welcome to Kickstarter update number 11. I'm here in Quebec City, and next to me is Edgard, who has been with us for a very, very long time already. And Edgard, you came here in the beginning of the year, in the middle of winter, when it was really cold. It was so cold your phone actually froze.
Exactly.
And you came here on a very special mission for Larian. What was that mission?
Well, my mission was to set up a new studio here.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of talent present in Quebec City.
That's very true.
And we would have liked to use their expertise to improve the quality of our games, of course.
Yeah, and so luckily for us, there was quite a few of them that basically answered our call for developers, because you found a lot of veterans, I think.
Yes, there has been quite a few that came knocking at our door.
Now, these guys are veterans of AAA productions where thousands of people worked on one game, which is bananas if you consider how many people work on our games, but that also has caused a little bit of damage, so some of them are a little bit crazy, but still we'll go and introduce to them to you and try to get an insight in what exactly it is that they're going to help us improve in our future RPGs, like for instance Divinity Original Sin 2. Let's go have a look, alright?
Alright.
So we're here with Jeff.
Hey.
Hi Jeff, he's our lead level designer here in our Quebec team. And Jeff, you have quite a big background in, in games in general.
10 years of experience back at Ubisoft, working on AAA games, open world, and with thousands of people.
With thousands of people, yeah.
Yes.
So what is it that you think that you're bringing to Divinity Original Sin 2?
Fresh blood, seriously. I mean, we're bringing fresh blood to that, new design process, and lots of cool idea, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's very true actually, because when I look at Prospect Town and I see the things that you've done there, those are things that we would never have done before, and they, in my opinion, they make the game a lot better. So I'm very happy that you're doing that. Now, you're also quite well known to our Kickstarter commenters.
Yes, it seems. I'm taking over the Devons.
Yes, I've seen that. I've noticed that you have this little paper hanging over here. Can you show it, Thomas?
Yes.
Can you explain what that is?
It's just if you look at all the letters, it's all right. It starts with an N, a O, a R, and a D from every word, because this is the Brotherhood of Nord.
All right.
So someone, I think that was Dr. Quinn, wrote that. So I needed to print that and put that on the wall to give me better ideas when I create games.
So some things I'm better that I guess I don't know. I mean, but I heard about it, but I haven't literally seen exactly how that's going. All right, thanks, Jeff. We'll go and talk a little bit to some of your colleagues over here.
Yeah, pleasure.
We're here with Elise. Hi, Elise.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
What are you working on?
Well, right now I'm working on the textures.
Yeah.
Because they need some touch-up.
So you're working on the beds right now?
Yes, I'm changing the color. I'm trying to work on having different color for the same objects.
It looks all very detailed, compared.
Yes, a lot. Very nice.
Yeah, look at all that detail. It's really cool. Great. Well, I mean, so it's starting to become a game that is looking really good, and a lot of it is actually a result of the added input of people over here and the knowledge that they brought with them. Obviously, we still have the other guys in the team also doing stuff. But speaking of other guys in the team, we have Guillaume over here. Guillaume is like he left the Gent office. He came here to Quebec because it was too warm in Belgium, I guess.
Yeah, probably. That's probably the main reason.
For those of you who don't know Guillaume, he's the man who was in charge of all of the visual effects for Divinity Original Sin 1, and he's now joined the team here. Why did you come over here?
Well, I've been thinking about Canada for a while already, and when the opportunity arrived to move to Canada and still work for Larian, then it was a perfect opportunity.
Oh, I love it. Look at that. That's such a fantastic phrase. We'll use that for our HR efforts, I guess, if ever we have HR efforts. And you're joined here, you have a new colleague, Eric. Eric, who's also like, you're like a real veteran.
Oh, yeah.
You're that old, man.
That's hard for the age.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I'm working in the game industry for 10 years right now. I was working at Ubisoft too, and for a lot of games you already played. And of course, I was before that I was working on the movie industries. So I worked also on some movies you saw at the TV or TV shows. I bring my little experience with me, trying to.
Little experience. I mean, we've already all seen what you've been bringing. It's bloody amazing. I mean, I just had a conversation with him in which he was detailing me everything he was going to do on the shaders and the material system for the Divinity Original Sin 2, and we were talking micro detail.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that with the details and things like that. I really like to bring the little spark on the things I'm working on. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of working with reflectivity on metal, on plastics, on leather. Of course, we don't have a lot of plastics in our game, but also we're gonna be able to do some.
If we would want to have plastics, we would be able to do
magic plastics.
Magic plastics.
I'm just trying to do something that we can do every kind of material we want in the same wall shader.
And so together with all that detail that we saw on the screen, it's going to make everything like really stand out. But you're not doing that alone, eh? You have a partner in crime.
Oh yes.
With our friend Jean-Michel over here.
Yeah.
So what are you doing, Jean-Michel?
Well, right now I'm working on smart materials and refactoring a lot of engine code. So I've redone a lot of the lighting code so we can have more lights and actually we can have lit particle so we can have bling and more whoosh and more bing.
All right, so well.
And without killing our performance.
That's also very important, right? So it's going to actually be smooth, and we're going to just have like more fancy stuff whenever you kill somebody or when you use a magical effect. And that is a very important thing, because a lot of the reward that you get when you're playing a game like Original Sin 2 is obviously comes from the impact that you have on the world. And so this man, together with Eric and with Guillaume, are going to have a large part to play in that. And so that's a very quick sneak peek at the guys that are working here, but we'll see some more. We'll see Julien and Matt and Asaf over there, because we're going to show something that you guys have been asking us to show you for quite some time. That is, how does Divinity Original Sin 2 play in single player? Shall we? We shall. So I'm here with Julien, who is our narrative designer here in our Quebec team, and he's going to help me explain how single player is going to be different from multiplayer in Divinity Original Sin 2. And it starts already with character creation, because what do you do in character creation?
Okay, so basically at the start of the game you create your own characters by selecting the traits, the origins, the race of the characters.
One character.
Only one characters.
Okay.
So afterwards, you begin your journey, and during your game, you encounter different companions.
Yeah, and so these companions could be other players in multiplayer, but in single player they're just companions like in any other RPG, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
But they have a fully fledged background, just as if they would be a player character.
Exactly, with their own origins, their own race, traits.
Okay, all right. So we've made a lot of fuss about competitive questing, and a lot of people have been asking us, does that mean that my party members will actively go against me? Is that the case?
They will oppose. They will, say what they think about it, but they won't actively, fight you or go against you or play by themselves against you.
So that's only going to be something that's going to be available in multiplayer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the difference between multiplayer and single player. In multiplayer, you can literally take different sides, if it would be like faction against faction. And single player, your party member will say what they think, right? And that will affect what they think about you also. It might affect your relationship if we make it to that relationship stretch goal, but it's not going to go as far as they're just the AI is going to say, now I'm going to go there and do this and that, and that's going to happen. All right. So another thing that's going to be different between single player and multiplayer is how persuasion is going to work. Like, can we do this thing here? I'm going to talk. This is Elman. He's dead. He was a refugee. And so Gwyn has a relationship with Elman, and actually he was her lover. And so she now has two options. She can loot him, or she can ask the others to join us for prayer. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to say like, let's pray for his soul. You suddenly get 5 options now.
Okay, so now I am the dwarf. I have different options. Since I'm controlling the dwarf, if it would have been a single player game, the dwarf would have been a companion with his own reactions.
Yeah, and that reaction would be dependent on the relationship he already had to you, right?
Exactly,
so,
yeah.
At least if we have that entire love and hate stretch goal, which we're all rooting for.
Yeah.
So that is going to be a crucial difference between single player and multiplayer again. So contrary to Divinity Original Sin, where you role played the other character, in Divinity Original Sin 2, each character will actually make its own decisions, communicate it to you, right? And but since all these options are in there, in multiplayer you'll be able to decide for yourself.
Exactly.
Let's sum it up.
Yep, it does.
Okay, and so there's another thing that we've been doing in the game. When you are, we showed that checkpoint event where you're at the guards and that where you have to convince the guard to let you in. Now, when I'm taking control of one of the companions, I will be able to roleplay him in single player.
You will be able to, as a companion, you will be able to talk to different characters, talk to merchants, talk to NPCs, discuss with them.
Yeah.
But the relation with the player is only from the player to the companions.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a crucial difference.
Yeah.
Right. So you can literally use all of the abilities that your companions have as if you would be playing with them. The only thing you can't do is change the relationship from their point of view to the main player character. But the main player character obviously has a whole relationship spectrum that would open up to him.
Yes, exactly.
And if I were playing in multiplayer, right? So that means that you can then say things to me and I can say things to you. That's going to change our relationship in game.
Exactly, and that's a whole new level where every player has their own characters and relation.
Okay, so we're adding so much layers of complexity to support competitive questing, cooperative questing also, and multiplayer. Do you think that affects the single player experience in a negative manner?
Of course not. You have so many things to do in multiplayers. It's going to have so many options in single players.
Yeah, that's true because you, depending on what origin story you have, you will have different options, and that's something that we did for the multiplayer, but automatically basically makes the single player experience a lot richer. So it's, so that's cool. Okay, well, thank you. I think that will probably clarify a couple of the questions that we've been seeing pop up in the comments. And obviously, we're still building the game, so lots of things can still change. We think we have a good grasp on all the systems that we're going to be putting in there. As we progress, maybe we'll discover that some things don't work as well as we expected them to work. And in that case, we will obviously change them. That's going to be it for today. I have to go and prepare for a Reddit Ask Me Anything, which is coming up today. And then tomorrow already we're off to San Francisco, where we're going to prepare for TwitchCon, where we'll be showing new things of Divinity Original Sin to Twitchers and players alike. All right, take care everybody. Bye bye.